Everything I've tried that he has said has worked. Every single thing this man has written and said about health that I've tried has worked. Obviously, this is just a visual representation of a person on your screen, right? You can hear me, you can see me, this seems realistic to your brain, but it's just a screen with pixels, right? Although we're not face to face, although I can't see your face and you can only see a visual representation of mine, let me tell you that the only reason I have this channel is for your sake. I want you to succeed in health, and I don't want you to fall for any traps like I did and like many others do. And I feel like because of this experience, because of all this knowledge I have in my head, I need to share it with you. And thus far, I've helped people. I've definitely helped people. And that makes me really happy. That makes me extremely happy. But there's one part that is extremely central to health that I feel I need to address. And that is nutrition, okay? Obviously, I eat raw meat. And you've seen this in many of my videos, especially the shorts. Now, why would anyone eat raw meat? Why would I eat raw meat? It seems counterintuitive. You want to be healthy, but you're eating something that the world thinks, the entire world thinks, will kill you. Well, to answer that question, let me tell you about the greatest health practitioner ever. His name is Aajonus Vonderplanitz, and the reason he's the greatest of all time is because I've never heard or read about someone who has been that sick as him, as mistreated as him, and then go on to become healthy again. Because usually a health person's knowledge comes from the amount of bad things that they've experienced and they've rid themselves of. You understand what I mean? So usually the motivation for becoming healthy is some bad disease. So let's say you've had multiple incurable diseases and you rid yourself of them. And you know exactly what you did. Well, imagine the brain of such a person. That's why you're watching this channel right now, because I've had certain problems and I've learned about health because of them, and now I'm sharing it with you. Well, this guy is even better. This guy is much better than me, because he had things that are 1,000 times worse than what I had, and he rid himself of them. The second reason as to why I trust him and why I call him the greatest of all time is because I've tried everything that he says, at least as it applies to me. Because, as an example, if he talks about AIDS, well, obviously I don't have AIDS. Everything I've tried that he has said has worked. Every single thing this man has written and said about health that I've tried has worked. Nothing, I mean nothing, has been incorrect. Nothing at all. This guy has always been right, in my experience. I have never, ever seen someone achieve such staggering results with people as Aajonus. Aajonus did insane things, and everyone, literally everyone, who follows his diet have a beautiful face, they have beautiful skin, they have a beautiful mind, they're very calm, they're everything about them screams healthy. I haven't seen a single raw meat eater that's been doing it for a long time look unhealthy. I mean, look up Derek Nance, look up, what's he called, The Natural Human Diet, look up Asra Konlu when she only ate raw food. They all look extremely healthy. Aajonus created the raw Primal Diet, and mind you, this is not a cookie cutter diet. This diet is bound to dietary guidelines, that's it. And the dietary guidelines, roughly speaking, are everything must be raw, you eat fruit, you eat animal products, and you drink raw vegetable juices. And that's it. And personally, having tried all of these three and having tried all the other food groups, trust me when I say that this is optimal. These food groups are the optimal ones for a human being. And they're also evolutionarily consistent. Not so much vegetable juices, but they can still be used very well. Due to an accident in 2013, Aajonus died, but he left us with books. 2 books in particular that are very, very helpful. The first one is called We Want to Live. The other one is called The Recipe to Living Without Disease. These books are books that kind of tell you what to do. They tell you what to do, they tell you what to think, and the books of this sort are usually bad. But in this case, because this guy has achieved staggering results with literally every person who has tried this diet, and because this diet is very evolutionarily consistent except the vegetable juices, which are extra important because of our toxic environment. Yes, they work as a medicine, and in nature, if you were an indigenous person, you wouldn't need them as much. They're more of a tool rather than a staple food. Because of these reasons, The Recipe for Living Without Disease and We Want to Live are probably the greatest books, health books, you could read. They're amazing. They're absolutely amazing, and the information contained in them will set you up to live a fantastic life from a health perspective. You'll be able to take care of yourself. The only problem here is that you're getting the fish. He's throwing fish at you. He's not teaching you how to fish. The 6 health commandments teach you how to fish, okay? Since I'm saying that this is the greatest health practitioner ever, and I've said that my book is the only book you need, and I'm saying that his books are the only books you need, I have to tell you the relationship between these 2 books and why both of them work. Again, Aajonus throws the fish at you. I teach you how to fish. If you read his book and you do his stuff, you'll feel healthy. If you read my book, you'll understand that from the evidence I present, the diet he recommends is the one that you should eat. But you wouldn't have read his books, you would only have read my book, and you would come to the same conclusion. You would come to that conclusion through the evidence that I present. I wouldn't be throwing the fish at you. You would literally be able to deduce in your mind, out of all the food groups, you would pick the ones that he has picked. But when it comes to specific knowledge about nutrition, when it comes to certain ailments, when it comes to a bunch of other things actually, a bunch of more experience working with people and seeing what food does from a medicinal perspective, Aajonus takes the edge by a long shot. I teach you how to think about health. He gives you very specific knowledge, especially about the foods that you put in your mouth, and about pollution and how to handle that. The choice is yours, but I wanted to tell you about this person because listening to him and reading his stuff has been extremely helpful in my health journey, and following his nutrition advice has been, well, absolutely amazing. And I can link a video in the description and also in the comments where I think this guy who follows the same diet interviews 20 people who follow the same diet, and they talk about their experience following this diet. And I have never seen people respond so well to a diet in my life. Anyway, with that said, I hope you go check him out. I hope you read his stuff because this guy is a goldmine, okay? And I want you to be acquainted with him because he's helped me and I'm pretty sure he can help you. Go and achieve excellent health. I know you can do it.